What's up, everybody? It is the fourth weekend of the NASCAR schedule, and we're here at the Phoenix Raceway. I hope everyone's had a great week and is excited for another fun weekend together and hanging out with all of you. We'll see how it goes. Now, the Phoenix Raceway, we're here at the Phoenix Raceway, formerly known as the ISM Raceway, the Phoenix International Raceway, and the Fast Track International Speedway. It is a 1 mile dogleg oval track in Avondale, Arizona. Its current form, the Phoenix Raceway measures 1 mile with 9 degrees of banking in the first two turns, 11 degrees of banking in the last two turns, 9 degrees of banking on the front, and the 3 degrees of banking on the back stretch. This track also offers a general admission seating area on the side of the hill outside the track. It's called Rattlesnake Hill. Now, I have personally been on Rattlesnake Hill. It was very hot, very tricky to walk on, lots of rock. I didn't see any snakes though, but they say that's a good thing when you don't see any. So, now the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series will run their fourth race of the season this weekend. The Craftsman Truck Series is off again and will return next week at Las Vegas. On Saturday, the NASCAR Xfinity Series will run the GOVX 200. That's 200 laps, 200 miles. Now, Chandler Smith, last year's winner, won't get a chance to defend himself because he won't be in the race. But Alex Bowman will be behind that wheel, the 17 Hendrick car this weekend, and he's aiming for a trip to victory lane. Now on Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series will run the Shriners Children's 500. That's 312 laps, 312 miles. Now Christopher Bell is the defending champion of this race. Now you already know Christopher Bell has won the last two races, back-to-back, Atlanta and COTA. Can he make it three in a row? Could Christopher Bell put on another clinic here to start the season? He would join, if he wins his third race, he will join some names of the greats, such as Bobby Allison, David Pearson, Richard Petty, Old DW, Dale Sr., Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, Harry Gant, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, and seven-time champ Jimmy Johnson. Now, some of the current drivers are still active. Rowdy Busch has done it, and the latest to do it is Kyle Larson in 2021. This should be interesting to see if he can place himself in this history of names. So now you know the race details. Now let's talk about the paint schemes. The NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series paint schemes, I've pretty much got every single one that we know of that I could find. There was a couple that were missing that I had to go search for, but you get the drift. So when I come back, I will give you my favorite paint schemes of the week. We'll recap COTA, and we'll give you some NASCAR news to go along with COTA. And I'll give you my picks for the win this week. So here are the paint schemes. And let's go. All right, I hope you enjoyed those paint schemes. We provide you with the paint schemes every week, and we release them on Fridays for a paint scheme and race weekend preview every Friday here on our channel to get you ready to hang out with me here for the races on the weekends. Now, here are my favorite paint schemes of the week. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. All right, for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, here we go. The 00 Sheldon Creed Pit Boss Ford. Now, I don't own a Pit Boss, but I love to smoke some meat, and this car smokes. Let me tell you, it looks good. Now, here we go again. My love affair with the Junior Motorsports cars. Just stick with me here. The number one, Travis Quaffle. Love the Bass Pro Shop Chevy. Just keep it going, man, with this paint scheme. I love it. And he almost won last week. Man, but he's going to have a strong car this week. And possibly, next couple weeks, he might get a win. Now, the number 7, Justin Allgaier Brandt Chevrolet. I love that there. And that number 07, Nick Light's Warped Tour Chevy. Doesn't it look like Willie B's car with just a blue wrap on it with that rainbow fire on the bottom there? Yeah. Now, the number 8, Sammy Smith Pilot Chevrolet. Yes, the DEI font. Gotta love it. Sorry, gotta keep on putting it in here. Can I say it anymore every week? Can we just have it a write-in? Now that number 10, Daniel Dye B Pro Auto Chevrolet, brand new sponsor for a colleague here. That looks pretty good. I had to find that on Twitter. It was not on NASCAR.com, so I had to find that and make it look good. Now that 28, Kyle Sieg Tapford. Now this looks like one big, like, huge lollipop that have the multiple colors, and if you spin it, you get a little dizzy watching it. Yeah, I think that's what that looks like. That number 44, Brennan Poole Frontline Chevrolet. I said this was, I think it was Speed Weeks he had this one, or was it Atlanta? I can't remember, but this car is literally on fire, and I love the paint job. That number 88, Connor Zilic Roto Rooter Chevrolet. I like that one too. So the 9 car is not racing this weekend, or I probably would pick that one too as well. All right, here's your NASCAR Cup Series paint schemes. Now, there's not too many I like, but here we go. That number 1, Ross Chastain Kubota Orange Day Sale Chevrolet. Get out there and get you a Kubota, because the Trackhouse Chevrolet with the paint schemes are always on point. That number 11, Denny Hamlin Sports Cuts Toyota Traditions. We just got to leave it on the screen for just a little bit longer to always watch it and let you see what Denny's driving this weekend. All right, so I've been waiting for this one all year. I loved it last year, but he has brought it to the Cup Series. That number 41, Cole Custard, Andy's Haas Ford. Yes, sir. I love it. Give me some custard at Andy's. Those ice creams, man. He's Cole Custard this weekend. That number 45, Tyler Reddick, Mobile One Toyota. You know I love the Mobile One Toyota. Love that paint scheme. Loved it on Bubba Wallace last week. Looks good. Alex Bowman in that 48, Ally Best Friend Chevrolet. It's a little weird with those colors, but yeah, it'll go. That 51, Cody Ware Mighty Firebreaker Ford. Love those gold wheels. All right, so that's it. Not too many, but what were your favorites? Make sure you comment in the comments below for your favorite paint scheme for the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series. All right, so here is a recap time of COTA. We'll make it pretty quick, hopefully. NASCAR Xfinity Series, Connor Zilic was on the pole and dominated the first stage. Everybody thought Connor Zilic was going to win. We all thought he was going to win. A bunch of people picked him to win, but till he pitted right at the end of the first stage, jumping the stage, but a caution comes out and catches Zilic in the pits, and he has to go to the back of the pack. And Willie B wins stage 1. In stage 2, Harrison Burton won his first ever stage. AM Racing? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. What's going on with this team? Now, toward the end of the race, it looked like Travis Quaffle was going to win for JRM, but he lost a right front tire and had to fade back to pits, and Willie B took over second place. But Zilic kept the lead and won the race, and Willie B finished second. So there it is. So Connor Zilic on the pole, dominated. This kid looked good for 18 years old. But then he went to the Cup Series. We'll talk about that here in a second. Now, everyone thought this would be a race on Sunday here for SVG, dominating the road courses like he always does. Connor Zilisch making his Cup debut in that 87 Red Bull. Oh my gosh, looked really good. But 2311 surprised everybody and was on the pole. Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace on the outside. Now, the first lap in the first turn involved a lot of cars, including Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, Chase Elliott. And it was all caused by Ross Chastain dive bombing into the turn and taking a bunch of cars out. Kind of ruined their days. Chase Elliott fought all day long to get back in the top 5. Now, a little bit, Ty Dillon was spun by Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric wasn't too happy with Ty Dillon, so he took it out on him, but more on that in a few. It took 9 laps for SVG to take the lead, but it was short-lived. Bubba Wallace won stage 1, and Ryan Preece won stage 2. There was no cautions in stage 2, and that's happened multiple times here at COTA. Ryan Preece won because multiple leaders jumped the stage for a pit stop and gave Ryan Preece the stage win. Now, on lap 76, a caution came out because Denny Hamlin dive bombed Austin Dillon, maybe for some revenge from Richmond. I don't know. Denny kind of played it off in his podcast. But the story of this race was Kyle Busch. Really didn't talk about him, but Kyle Busch was up front. He was the only one that could really run with SVG in that first stage. But Kyle Busch there leading in the top 5 all day long. He led a lot of laps, but in the end, he wore his tires out when a charging Christopher Bell coming at him in P2. Willie B sitting in the back waiting on him, waiting for those two guys to mess up. But Christopher Bell races Kyle Busch clean. Christopher Bell said that Kyle Busch came to the pits victory lane and congratulated him for the win and thanking him for racing him clean, because these guys have had some history here at COTA. So, but they battled for multiple laps, but eventually Bell took the lead. Kyle Busch faded back, but it was a 4-car battle between Willie B, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, and Rowdy Busch. But Christopher Bell wins his 2nd race in a row and trying to make history, add to a couple of drivers here on this track, like I said earlier in our intro. All right, so here is some NASCAR news. As I mentioned, Austin Cindric intentionally wrecked Ty Dillon after Dillon got into him. On Wednesday, NASCAR docked Cindric 50 points and fined him $50,000 for making an example of him. They don't want this stuff kind of happening, and they had to do something, so they did, and they penalized Austin Cindric. He now drops in the point standings considerably. Now, speaking of dropping in the point standings, Chase Briscoe dropped in the point standings after being charged with an illegal spoiler on his car, the Daytona 500 pole sitter. But the penalty was waived off when the penalty, which included a 4-race suspension for crew chief James Small and a $100,000 fine to Joe Gibbs Racing, was overturned. The panel that did the investigation believes that the elongation of some holes on the number 19 Cup car spoiler base was caused by attaching that specific spoiler base to the rear deck, not by modifying the single source part. So there you go. Chase, the points reversal vaults Briscoe from last in the standings to tie for 14th with 72 points. So what a difference between two drivers. Austin Cindric heading south, Chase Briscoe heading north. So also this week, NASCAR countersues Front Row Motorsports and 2311 Racing, co-owned by Michael Jordan and a bunch of partners, Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. NASCAR sued 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports, stating the antitrust laws by essentially trying to blow up, that they willfully violated antitrust laws by essentially trying to blow up the charter system to obtain their financial goals. The lawsuit, filed by Wednesday in the Western District of North Carolina and obtained by the USA Sports, also says that names Curtis Polk who was Jordan's agent as a defendant. 2311 is a co-owned by Jordan Polk and driver Denny Hamlin. Front Row is owned by Bob Jenkins, who made his fortune as a restaurant franchisee. So NASCAR, there's your move now, 2311 and Front Row Motorsport, your move now. So we'll continue to keep you up to date on the whole 2311. We kind of went through in our NASCAR preview. We'll put a link up there in this video where we went from the beginning of the lawsuit all the way through the off season and what happened. So make sure you check that out. If you haven't been able to follow that, we'll give you that. So, all right. So there's your NASCAR news. What do you think of all this information that happened this week? And also, wasn't it kind of interesting that Tyler Reddick and a Front Row Motor, I think it was, I can't remember who it was in Front Row Motorsports, but both those cars were detained after the race at COTA for more inspection. See what happens with that. So I don't know what's going on with NASCAR and 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, but it's got to be crazy in the middle of the season to be doing all this stuff. So, all right. So what do you think about all this? Make sure you're commenting that in the comment below as well. We love to hear your thoughts on this whole crazy stuff. All right, so here are my picks for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I want to say RCR wins another one. They've been so much domination on the ovals with Austin Hill and then Jesse Love. But I'm going Eric Almirola here in that Toyota. Toyotas are strong here. Fords are strong here as well. But I'm going Eric Almirola in that 19 JGR Toyota. When he's in that car, he is strong. And I think he wins here in Phoenix. Now, my dark horse, it's a weird one here, but Sam Mayer. I think he gets it going here for Haas. Wins in that 41 car. So, Sam Mayer, I'm going on another Ford there. Sam Mayer wins in that 41, my dark horse. I see you, Mayer. All right. All right. So, the NASCAR Cup Series, Christopher Bell finished in the top 5 in both races last year. I don't think he wins a third one in a row. It'd be cool to see him win here. Also, think about it. In the championship race before that, he almost won that one too, but he had brake issues and he ended up getting out of the race and losing the championship. But I think a Toyota will be up there, but that'll be not my winner. It'd be my dark horse. But I'm going Ryan Blaney for the win. His best finish in 7 races for Ryan Blaney is 5th here. His best finish is 5th with 5 stage wins and 265 laps led. Now, I said a Toyota would be up here, but I'm going Chase Briscoe. His first win was here in 2022, and he has had 3 top 10 finishes here at this track, and he's in that Toyota, in that same Toyota. Martin Truex Jr. finished really well up here too as well. So I'm going to go Chase Briscoe as my dark horse. So Ryan Blaney for the win, and my dark horse, Chase Briscoe. On the NASCAR Xfinity Series, it's Eric Almirola and Sam Mayer as my dark horse. All right. So you know when the races are. You know what the paint schemes look like. You're ready for the races. Now you just got to know when we're streaming. And this weekend, we're going to be bringing you full all day Saturday again with NASCAR Cup Series practice and qualifying, NASCAR Xfinity Series Cup qualifying. And we'll have the Xfinity race on Saturday and the Cup race on Sunday. So full schedule here for the weekend. And we can't wait to see you guys here on our stream. So make sure you're hitting that like button for us on this stream. Subscribe to the channel if you are new to us. We would love for you to subscribe to our channel. We have the best NASCAR content out there. So we can't wait to see you in the streams. We'll see you at the track. We're in Phoenix. Let's go. Let's go racing, boys. Let's go.